Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and happy Easter to you all. School holidays, 2 weeks of colouring bliss. So I must say a massive thank you to everyone that voted, and Botanicum won by, let me just check, 10% of the votes. It got 45% of the votes. I am aware that Kanoko Agusa followed with 35, and then my Uris, which is a brand new book to me, only got 20, but maybe we can get to those anyway. There's plenty of spring happy pages in them. So it would be no shock to you that there are some lovely spring pages in here, but I have never done the little bunny. And I've just coloured a whole load of Easter eggs on the membership side of things in Romantic Country 2. So I'm quite happy to just do the 3. So I'm going to move my book up. Today we're going to start colouring with Polychromos pencils. The colours will be on the screen as ever. I think probably I'm going to start safe. I've got the bunny colours and I've got the crocus colours and the ivy colours. I just have to work out the yellows for the, I'm going to make them buttercups. So I think we'll start safe and we'll come in and we'll do a crocus. Now, I've simplified this as much as I possibly can in the world. So, you'll be pleased to know there are 3 pencils. Just 3. Just 3. Okay, so I have got, in order from how I'm going to use them, I've got sky blue, I've got purple violet, and I've got crimson. Simples, folks. So I'm going to take the sky blue to start with, and I'm going to use this as, oh no, I do have another one. I do apologise. I think I put a little bit of ivory just for a blending, maybe. So I'll hold on to that. So I'm going in with sky blue and really lightly, and I'm going to fill those bits up. I'm going to leave a little bit of white. Simple, really simple. But I'm trying to keep this page light and airy, so spring-like. So purple violet next, and can you see? I'm sure you can. Maria Troll's dark lines here. I'm going to cover those up. And I'm still, again, I'm doing it lightly. Okay, nothing fancy schmancy there. Going back in with my sky blue. I want that to show. So I'm just putting flicks. And then just to add a little bit of difference and tone in our crocus, because they have lots of different colours in them, don't they? I've got crimson. So I'm going to throw that in. And that should, which it does, look, just gives us lots and lots of variety in that flower. And I want to leave and this is ivory, I want to leave those visible strokes in there. I don't want to get rid of them. So let's carry on. So I'm going to do I'm just looking at my practice one, sky blue. Let's leave this edge white. Let's not touch that. And then I'm going to sharpen my pencils, because the sharper they are, the easier this is going to be to do. They're not particularly blunt now, but if we've got a beautiful stabbing point, we can do this a whole lot easier. So there we go, much easier. So putting that in, and then I'm going to sharpen this one. Apologies, folks. I'm going to have to reinvest in some Polychromos. They're getting really stubby. And then our crimson. And then just pull some of that crimson out. Just so you get those streaks of different colour. And then I'm going to go in with ivory. Isn't that cool? we can go back in and we can darken up some areas. And I'm sure when we've done these, they're just going to look spectacular. I think that's so cool, just with 3 colours. Lovely and simple. Okay, let's do this bit. And I'm going to leave some white showing. Going in with my violet first. I'm actually going to pull that right the way down there, that violet, to separate those 2 petals. And then let's just streak that in. And then our crimson. Streak that in. And then our ivory. Oh, a little bit more blue, I think, there, look. I think that blue really changes things up. And then our ivory. And that is as simple as that, folks. Now in the back here, I'm going in with our purple violet. And then our crimson. And we'll just leave a tad at the top, just to put that sky blue in. Make that really noticeable in there. What do you think, folks? Personally, I love it. We'll come back and put some greens in that stem, and then when I've decided on the buttercups even, we will bring that colour in there. Okay, that's crocuses, that's it. That's all there is to it, those 4 colours. Right, let's have a look at a leaf. Again, I've got 4 colours. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, but with, you know, that impact. But we've got bright, well, not bright, I want spring-like is what I'm thinking of. Spring-like colours. So, let's have a look at these colours. I have got, let's do it in order of how I'm going to use them. I have got earth green, look how stubby they all are, earth green, chrome green opaque, chrome oxide green, and then I've got cream. So these annoying little doodads are supposed to be the veins of ivy, I think. So I am going round them, and I'm going to follow that shape with our earth green. In fact, I'm going to put earth green over the entire thing. Let's put a nice coat of that earth green. Just lightly. And I'm going to do these all the same. Yes, you can still see it. I'm trying to make a conscious effort to keep my hands out of the way. I know with my camera I've really zoomed in on some videos and it's been impossible for you to see what I'm doing, so my apologies for that. I'm working on that. Quite often it's unconscious and it's just where I get pain in my hands and I switch how I'm holding my pencil, so my apologies. And what I'm going to try and do on this is have this beautiful soft earth green following that black line, and I'm going to take that black line out. Doesn't matter if you don't have them. I'm going to take that black line out and the outline of the leaf with my Trolle Art pastel, a Trolle Art pastel pen. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that I've got enough of that following the shape of that design. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with my next colour down, which is chromium green opaque, and I'm just going to start to build that up, but avoid that little area that we've just put that light earth green on, and we'll pull that up. And if we just do it in little sections like this, it just makes life a whole lot easier. And not come down to right down to the edge here either on this one. Okay. Same up here. Like this. I know it looks a bit of a mess yet, but I've got a lot of blending and layering to do. This paper's quite slick, but it does like a light touch of Polychromos, which is really nice. Now I could have used water medium underneath, actually, but I don't know, I just fancied as simple as possible. Okay, then we're going to put in our darkest colour, which is chrome oxide green. And I'm going to maintain that shape. That we originally went with, following those black lines. And I'm putting this darker colour, got a little bit in the centre there, at the top of our last colour. It doesn't matter really, I'm just getting that colour in there. I just want some kind of sequence for you to be able to follow if you're following along. Judging by your interest, this is a very well loved book, I would say. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with, that was our darkest, I'm just going to go back in with the middle colour down, which is our chromium green opaque, because that's got a sort of brownier earthy colour in it, which will give us a nice variation. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got enough of that in. And then I'll show you the difference it makes when we've finished putting that Trolle art pen on. I've been collecting them over the probably last year actually, and I absolutely adore them. There are so many colours. I know I keep banging on about them, but they are so lovely. And it makes such a difference to your picture so easily. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a little bit of cream. And again, I'm not pressing hard. I'm just letting the Polychromos do their thing. Anywhere we've got too light, I can go back in, but add a little bit of interest one side to that black shape, shall we? A little bit of cream in there. So I'm so excited to bring you this page. We haven't coloured in a Maria Trolle book for the longest time. I've got some new books and some old books that I managed to get off eBay to show you, and I'm sure a lot of you will have one of the books. It's a Colouring Heaven magazine that I must have missed, or my subscription, I've cancelled it now, but my subscription must have missed, or it was older than that, I'm not sure. But if you collected your Colouring Heavens, you've probably got it. This is earth green. I will show you, but I had a gift arrive yesterday, a handmade gift arrive yesterday, which reduced me to tears. It's the most beautiful thing, clearly made with me in mind, and I can't wait to show you. I'm so full of love for it, I don't want to put it down. Okay, I think that'll do. I don't want to make it, I'm just going back in with our colours. Let's go back in with my darker colour because that's a bit bluer. I don't want to make it yellowy. Do you know what I mean? I want that. And as Polychromos layer, you can blend out your original intention, if you get what I mean, by putting that cream in. Okay. So although this seems like a simple page, colouring like this is probably going to take me 4 million years to finish. I was talking on my with my members group, and we were saying, or I was asking them about whether anybody would be interested in doing an easier, more accessible book alongside Romantic Country, obviously. The only subscription I could add in, really, the way YouTube do things, is a $5.99 subscription, but that would give access to Romantic Country. But, you know, I was thinking books that are really accessible and easy, like Maria Trolle, Hannah Carlson, you know, things like that. But just to do nice, simple colouring like this, you know, nothing, keep it nice and easy. Right, these are the Trolle art pens. Let me know what you think, folks. And these are the pastel set. You've seen me use them probably a million times. This is number 4, and number 4 is Dusty Mint. Can you see that? And it goes so well with these colours. So what I'm going to do, shock horror, I know, I'm not going to do this on all of them until I finish the page, but I'm going to take out that darn black line for a start, and which is why I left that inside bit light, that we used earth green. So I'm going to take that out and make sure there's no black showing there, and I'm going to put in a couple of little ivy veins. There we go. And then if we take the outside out, like I said, I don't want to do this, I'll show you now, but I don't want to do this until we've finished our page, really, because you can scrape some of it off with your pencils, especially Polychromos, because they're hard. So very simply, we've got quite an effective, I think, anyway, quite an effective little I'm faffing. Quite an effective little ivy leaf, so it's not just flat and boring. Okay, right, I'm going to have to let that dry, because you know what I'm like, I'm going to put my hand straight in that. We can do some Trolle artwork on the crocuses later if I feel that my hands are steady enough. Could even put some, yeah, anyway. So I'm going to let that dry and not touch my page until that's dry. It doesn't take too long, but I will be back then with all our bunny colours. Alright my lovelies, I'll see you in a second. Okay folks, I figured while I was off camera I might as well go and do the crocuses and the leaves. So I finished those all off. I experimented with a bit of white Posca on this one and haven't on these. So all I did was deepen up some areas with our darkest colour just in between, just to sort of differentiate those, the different petals. I'm not sure if I'm going to put white on. I don't know until the end, we'll see. But what I did do was went round the little veins that I'd added with chrome oxide green, our darkest green, and I left this one to do with you. So making sure my pencil was sharp, I just went round them just to sort of enhance them a little bit, I suppose, bring them out a little bit more, and almost as if they're raised, and then down that centre as well. And I think it just adds a little bit more interest to them, instead of just being that just paint pen thrown on the page. There. That one's a bit skew-if, but never mind. Just deepen that up. Okay, so that's our leaves, and our crocus is done. Easy. Okay, now I have a whole array of colours here, but there's a reason for that. I'm not going to read them all out because I'm just going to terrify you. So what I am going to do is, they will be on screen. Please don't be scared. It's quite, actually really quite simple. So I'm going to take light ultramarine, and I know you're all screaming at me and going, oh, what are you doing? No, it's not going to be a blue bunny. I want a blue undertone to a grey brown bunny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to avoid his little nasa, his little nose, and I'm coming up, and this is going to be really light, and I want to go in the direction that I want his fur to go in. So I'm just scribbling backwards and forwards, just really lightly. Now I don't want him to be like an Angora rabbit, so I'm doing short strokes, so he'll have short fur. So I'm going to keep coming in this direction all the way up to this ear roll, and then under his chin he's going to have this blue here, but coming backwards and forwards in this direction, and then up here like this, and then that's going to change direction and come round here. So we're going to start going round like this. Oh, thank you very much. 1 second. Sorry about that. Look what the husband's just brought me. Oh, a whole Reese's peanut butter egg. Ooh, how lovely. Happy Easter, folks. Now, if I can't talk the next time I come on camera, it's because my face will be stuffed with chocolate. Okay, where were we? So I'm bringing his brush strokes round on his face here. Just backwards and forwards. And I'm going to come round that eye. And then here I'm going to come up. So up and down. And just keeping it short, relaxed. Okay, so that they meet. Bring a little bit up there too. Alright, ear roll. So I'm coming up here with this blue. And I've sharpened all of the pencils so that they're all nice and sharp. I was a bit confused about this ear. I think it's the angle that it's at, you know. Do we usually see inside? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Okay. So we've got that rather weird blue down. That'll just change the tone of these greys. And I've got warm greys here. And we're going to work through them. So I've got warm grey 1 here, and I'm going to put that on over his little nose. I'm going to take out the white of this paper. And again, I'm going to keep those strokes going. So I'm going to come round his eye. Keep those strokes going and in the direction that I want them to go in. Otherwise we'll just have a jumble of fur everywhere. So I want some coming up here. And we're going to start to build up and go over that blue. Round his eye. Now my intention is that his eye is going to be brown. And we're going to kind of pull that out. He might have brown in other places as well, maybe up his ear a little bit, or I just didn't want I didn't want a plain brown bunny, but I didn't want a plain black bunny either. Brown bunny. So I'm just putting that grey in there. And keep hold of this because this will be great for us for blending. So I'm just, again, following the direction we went initially. We might need some up and down strokes in there. And that blue will disappear, I promise. Let me move you down a bit. There we go. You can get his ears in as well. So I'm using our controlled scribble technique. Okay, Okay, that's warm grey 1. Now I'm going to come in with our Vista, and I'm going to start to put the bits in where I want the brown. So again, I'm doing it really lightly, and you should be able to see the effect of our scribbles. I mean, you can do little strokes like this. Done bunnies like that before. But this is a whole lot quicker and easier. So I tried to record for you a minute ago. We had a massive hailstorm and thunderstorm. It was really loud. I tried to record it for you, but in my excitement I grabbed the camera. I was talking away, chattering to you at my window, my little office window, looking out the garden with the window wide open, chattering away, happy as Larry. I was like, oh, there's a clap of thunder, oh, look at the lightning. And I hadn't pressed record. What I'd done was pressed for a photograph. So, and the photograph was rubbish. So I can't share that with you, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so I think we'll have, so can you see that blue's disappearing? I think we'll have a little bit of Vista directional strokes just down here. Up under his chin, going up that way, sort of separate his face. And then we can bring I don't want to come out too far. Okay, let's leave that there for a minute. Now I'm going to go in with a medium brown, medium grey. Let's go in with warm grey 5, and I'm going to avoid his nose, and I'm going to do the same technique. And the sharper your pencil is, the better. The more of a stab point it's got on it, the better. And I'm going to incorporate this darker grey in that brown. And the more colour we get on here, the looser your controlled scribble can be, because we want the colours to poke through each other. It's quite a slow process, but oh my goodness, it's very therapeutic. Very therapeutic, especially when you watch and you see your little bunny come into life just from a series of controlled scribbles. Can you see what I'm doing here? Okay. So what I'm trying to do here with our colouring here and on the membership is to do as easy as I possibly can, and yet still have it look like we've spent 3 million hours developing loads and loads and loads of colours. I know this bunny is different, but fur is a very, very unique thing in terms of colour in it. You know, unless you put all these colours in it, it just doesn't work. Right, I'm coming up the ear roll. So I'm coming in with this warm grey 5, aren't we? Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do on the channel, on Romantic Country, on anything we do. I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible, but just so it just looks lovely. And we can all have fun doing it together. So you should really be able to see those controlled scribbles here. There we go. And all of a sudden, what will happen is Bunny will start to pop out. And he'll start to come to life. I'm trying to do them as slow as possible so that you can follow along. So now I'm going to start to sort of spread out this darker grey. I don't want it disjointed, but just sort of spread it out so I've got gaps in between it. And because we're doing it so lightly, if we want more brown in our bunny, we can put more brown in our bunny. I just liked the thought of him having a little patch here and there. So I might bring the vista back in, actually, and we'll just bring that up, I think, round under his chin. So can you see now I'm getting, my strokes are becoming looser and looser. I'm going to just bring that up a little bit like this. And as we build up these colours, they'll poke, all the colours will sort of poke through each other and we'll get this multi-tonal, there's a good word, multi-tonal bunny. Let's put some in his ears. And we're going to come down the front of his nose, I think, as well. Let's do that. Ah, look, he's cute. There we go. I'm just doing extending his patch out a little bit, just so it's not so... there's a good word one of my lovely members said to me the other day, and I couldn't find it on my colour along, and it was organic. And I kept forgetting it. It was right there on the tip of my tongue, and I could not get it out. And the word was organic, so thank you for that. Yeah, so we're just doing it so it looks more organic. I don't know if we'll use all these colours, but I'll put them up on screen because they all work well together. And if you want your bunny darker, or, you know, want to change him, I'll put all these colours up. I'm going to put some up here too. And then I'm going to stop because I don't want a brown bunny. I wanted a little patchy bunny. Alright, stop. Put it away. Okay. Doesn't he look cute? Okay, what colours have I got left now? Okay, so I've got some darker, really dark ones here. So I've got Payne's Grey. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of Payne's Grey in, slot it in there because it's quite dark, and I'm going to twizzle you round. And we're just going to have a little bit of Payne's Grey popping up here, and maybe under his little chin. Okay, so our blue really has gone, but it does make a difference, and it will poke through in little tiny areas, and just give us, you know, like I say, that tone that I'm looking for, like different shades all peeping through at each other. Okay, so that's Payne's Grey. I don't want to go too dark with him. We're going to go in Warm Grey 4. And I'm just going to get, like I say, looser and looser with these colours until I've filled in these gaps. And you'll be surprised that how quickly it becomes quite dark. So by doing it little at a time, you're not going to. I'm not going to make him too dark. So I'm going over his eye, and perhaps have a little bit of darker under his eye. So just sort of sporadic strokes now. Right, I tell you what I'll do. Any pencils that I don't use, I won't put up on the screen. And then it's up to you if you want to make a darker bunny, but I won't confuse you then. I'll put them in the desk in front of me, and I just won't put them on the screen. How about that? Isn't he cute? Alright, now what have I got left? I don't, like I said, I don't want to over darken him. So we'll go in with, I'm going to go in with a little bit more Beaster, I think. Can you see? Yeah, thank goodness. Okay, isn't he looking soft and fluffy and lovely? Very friendly little bunny. More brown in his ears. I have to keep reminding myself not to get too excited and don't do the strokes too big. Our controlled scribbles too big. Okay, now before we go any further, let's go back to our warm grey 1, and I'm just going to do normal colouring. And what that will do is help to fill in any gaps, any sort of, I'm doing it lightly, any sort of overly harsh lines that I've got in there. Let's get his nose in as well, because I'm going to put some soft pinks in there. Okay. This will help to fill those gaps up. Oh, I'm so pleased with him. He's so cute. Okay, now, don't shoot me. We're going to introduce cinnamon now. And I'm going to put round his nose. Just normal colouring, not controlled scribbles, just normal colouring. And I'm just going to pull that out here, so that nose blends in and just disappears. We can always pull more colour down there. And then I am going to put some of this in his fur. I know, it sounds weird, but it's a much softer colour than trying to put any of the sort of orangey browns in. And it will just help us blend and sort of highlight that brown. And it adds a bit of cuteness, a bit of sort of fictional cuteness to the page, doesn't it? Can you see his ears? Yeah. Okay, bringing that up there. I don't know what I'm going to do with the inside of his ears, just soft grey maybe, I don't know. All I've done is practiced on actual bunny fur. So can you see with all those undercolours that cinnamon does not look pink? Okay, I'm just... Alright, stop there. And then I'm going to take warm grey 2, and I'm going over his nose again. Bring that grey in a bit. Going to fill up a little bit over here. Keep those strokes small, Lucy. Otherwise, you're going to have an Angora bunny, which you can have if you want, but a lovely, cute little fluff bunny. That would be nice. And if you want that, just make the strokes on his fur a little bit longer. Let's go in with grey in here. So this warm grey 2. I'm going to put on the inside of his ear. Can you see everything? Yeah. And we'll do it on the inside of this ear. Okay. Then we're going to take, what colour should we take? I don't know. Let's take some warm grey 4. Where would that be going? Like this? Controlled scribbles again. What I want to do is try and make the outside of his ears darker, and then we can bring some of that pink in, which I haven't finished yet. We've got another one to go on his nose. This is still our warm grey 4. Did I say that? There we go, warm grey 4. And let's just sort of close this gap up a little bit. Okay. We'll go back with our cinnamon in there. And then the next new colour that I've got for his nose, and just to pull it out a little bit, is Rose Carmine. Okay, I'm going to be quite sparing with this, but we can always go over then with a light grey, just to tone that back. And then let's get warm grey 1 and just blend that through. I just want a hint of, a touch of cartoony. Okay. We'll put a little bit of that pink up in his ear up here. Like that. And then we can go back in. Let's take Payne's Grey now. So let's deepen that up. Now I'm a bit braver. Okay, and then we can do the same around his eye with that brown. I hope you don't mind me doing all this this length on camera. I know it's a lot, but I mean, he is the focal point of our page really, isn't he? Okay, so let's get that dark now around there. Just do some little, what I call half ticks. Half ticks in his ear. Where's my brush? Here we go. Okay. Sip of tea. And let me have a look. I think we need more Bista. Yeah, so I'm going to go in and I'm just going to make a point of his eye being brown. And I don't really want to put any darker brown in there because that will, again, he'll become a brown bunny. Okay. Over here I've got some really awkward looking lines. So I'm going to take my warm grey 1, yes, and I'm just going to lightly circle over those, and that should leave our strokes but sort of take some of that roughness off the page. And it also fills in any other areas. And because we're blending it in, those colours will become more intense. Okay, now going back to Bister again. I'm not going to spend too much longer on him, I promise. You can spend hours and hours and hours doing this. Well, I could. Getting him right. Kind of lost that brown we put in there, didn't we? We put Bister in there. That might be what's missing. That's better. There he is. Our little patchy bunny. I'm coming out this direction because I fluffed up with the brush strokes. They're quite harsh over that bit. So I'm just going to bring them up there like that. Alright, let's have a little bit of white. We've got quite a lot of patches up here, so let's just plop some white in, see what happens. Bister, I'm just messing now because I will probably until I spoil him, because I can't step away. It's what I do. Okay, I'm just softening him up, those strokes round, particularly around his eye. So I'm just going in with little circular normal colouring really. Define that eye a bit more. And we should get to keep our brush strokes that way, if we're not too heavy-handed with it. You see them coming out actually doing that with that brown, the brush strokes. Okay, so I'm going to do the same with a grey, I think, then. I'll get a light grey. Because that's really helping to bring out those brush strokes, the fur strokes actually. Bit of Bister up there in his ear. Okay, I'm nearly getting there, folks. Right, I'm going to take Warm Grey 2 and I'm going to do that over here. Yeah, that's much better. It's filling up those gaps nicely without destroying our little fur strokes. Go over that pink. There we are. See, I can't leave alone. I have to fiddle and faff. There, okay, right, stop. Do you think then that you'd better do this little bit of body and the inside of his ear the same as we've done those? It's just a lot of faffing about really. But I think I've spent long enough showing you. You're going to be demented if it's just repetition otherwise. Same, we'll do the same as we did in that ear. And then his body, actually, where am I going to put the brown? I think I'll make him brown round here. Yeah, I bring that round here, so he's got like a brown tummy, and then we can have grey blending into that. Alright, I didn't put the blue on, so I'll put the blue in on those areas that I want the grey. That's all nest, isn't it? And the leaf, is that bunny there? And here. I think that's it. Alright, so that's where I'm going to place my, now you know where my brown is and where my greys are. On screen all you'll have is the colours that I've used. I think that makes more sense. Alright folks, I'm going to finish Bunny, his ear roll and his body, and then we'll be back, and it's should be, oh, fingers crossed, plain sailing after we've done Bunny. Alright, see you in a second. Okay, here he is, our little fluffy bunny. He's gone a bit darker on the body than I'd initially intended, but that's fine. Now, I've practised and I hated the buttercup flowers. I just couldn't get them right. I think yellow is an extremely difficult colour to get right. So I've changed them. What we're going to do before we go on and do anything else is I'm taking a white Posca and I'm going to take out these, all the round bits apart from the centre. I'm getting rid of those. And what we're going to have is a very delicate blue flower in the centre, blue flower. Yeah, I know yellow and purple look beautiful together, and I've just done it on a page in Romantic Country and it looked gorgeous. But maybe I'll do one of the eggs in the centre, yellow. Just taking them out. And Polychromos, if you're soft, if you're gentle with them, colour over Posca really nicely. So I'm going to do all of those, if that's going to get lost. And then the colours that I've chosen, I've only got 2 for the flowers. Have I? No, 3. We can put on the bow, I think that would look really cute. So I'm leaving the lines that divide the flower. And I'm just taking out, you don't have to do this, but it was ruining my softness. It had to go. Yeah, so I thought the colours that we put in these flowers we could do the bow in. We might need to add a 4th just to darken up the bow itself. But I think this will look a whole lot nicer. Then I'm thinking we could maybe we can have a pastel yellow egg, or use yellow as the spots or something. And I was thinking that we could then do sort of maybe yellow and green, just a soft background. I don't know, I haven't practised yet, I haven't got that far folks. Okay, so we're going to let them dry. Is that all of them? Those pesky little things. Yes, okay. Alright, so the colours I've got out for these flowers is the blue that we used on Bunny, so light ultramarine, sky blue, and warm grey 1. So let's get right. So I'm going to go in with sky blue here. I've just had to turn you because that Posca's still wet and I will smudge it everywhere. So I'm going in with our sky blue. And the colours we've already used on the page. So that will sort of unify things. Then on this on this edge I'm going in with my warm grey. In fact, we can go over that whole thing. See how soft that flower's going to be? It's going to be beautiful. And then we're going to take the Bunny colour, light ultramarine, and we're going to put that in. So I might need to deepen this up. We'll see how it goes. If I layer and layer and layer, well, I think possibly going with the page, the softness that I want on this page, that might be okay. I'm just going back over with sky blue. Okay. Then our grey. And I've got a Trolle art pen that we're going to use, which is a very soft, warm grey. I'm just deepening that up, and it's just, yeah, and it just really softens those edges. Being able to take these black lines out really helps, I think. Okay. Alright, if we go to the first one I did, which was, I think, over here, wasn't it? That feels like it might be dry. So if we take these colours while I've got them in my hand, I'm just fiddling with the bow again. I don't know if I need a bit of darker colour there. Okay, so I'm taking the light ultramarine, no I'm not, taking the sky blue, and I'm going to put that in and bring that out, leaving that edge. And then I'm going in with our light ultramarine, colour over that Posca and bring that out. Back in with our sky blue. Okay, need to deepen that up. Okay, and then our warm grey 1. I'm not sure about the centre, probably yellow in the centre, but we'll see. Okay, so light ultramarine over that Posca. Sky blue, leaving that edge for our warm grey. Okay, make sure we get enough of that in, otherwise when I put the Trolle art pen on it's not going to work. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take from that pastel set that I just showed you, I'm taking number 2, and that is called, apparently it's called khaki. Definitely isn't khaki. Okay, it's probably going to look khaki now I've said it. I'm just making sure my pen's working properly. Okay, so I'm going to take that black line out, Again, I won't do all this until I've finished at the end. And that, just do it on this flower to show you. Okay. We've got it just sort of softens that up beautifully, doesn't it? We can have a little bit of white, but I'm going to use Prisma White. I'm just going to help to soften that off. When we get the green up there, that'll look better. And then I think I'm going to take white Posca and put those little dots in. Like that. Lighten it up even more. Alright. And then once that Thule Art pen is dry, we can go over with our palest blue and just sort of fuzz out those edges a little bit. But yeah, that's what it's going to be. Let's go back to our bow. So, do we need a deeper blue? What other blues have we got? What's that one? I'm just looking, folks. I don't know if that's deep enough. If I'm going to go in deep, I might as well go in deep, hadn't I? Let's try. Okay, this is Haleo Blue Reddish. Let's try that. Okay. That's better. Yeah, it just needed something. Just that little bit. And then back in with the colours we've already used. I think that works. I think that's cute. Okay, so going in with my light blue, or sky blue, sorry. Leave some space for that grey. Ultramarine, light ultramarine. Back in with sky blue. Then our grey. And then let's pull that shadow out with our Haleo Blue Reddish. We don't need a whole lot of it, but it does make quite a bit of difference. I'm going to run up the side with that number 2 pen. And just take that out there. And I think it's such a good match with that warm grey. When that dries, I think it's just such a good match. Okay, so we're going to make this our dark, and I haven't put our light colour in, so I'll do that first. So that will stop me. I do that because it will then stop me going too far out, and I've got enough room then for that grey. So I'm going to come out there like this and then leave that space for that grey. Then I know where to put my other blues. So light ultramarine. Back in with sky blue. Just backwards and forwards with them, because that's what I do. Okay. And then we can deepen up. Oh yeah, I think it's well worth putting that in. and I don't think it takes away too much from the softness that I was going for on the page. At all, folks. Okay, and then let's plop our grey in. We can backtrack over that sky blue just so it blends in. And then we've got that nice contrast. I don't think we need pen down there because we've got that dark blue there. And we could just put it on this side. And get the lid off. Okay. There we go. I like that. Instead of having stark white, now it's dried look. Isn't that lovely and soft and subtle? Let's put a little bit of this blue in there. There we go. Oh yeah, that's better. Just a touch. Just a tad. That makes that look, the rest of it look even softer. Right, we need to finish off this bow. So let's do here. So I'm going in with my sky blue. Leave a soft bit in the centre. That will be our warm grey. Let's go over all of that. Okay, go back in with my sky blue. I promise the rest of the page won't take as long as this, she says. There we go. Then our light ultramarine. Bringing that out a little bit further actually. Sky blue. That squeaking is my fingernail, I do apologise. I have to trim it again, I have to, I've spent so long with them not growing that I'm just reluctant to cut them off. Okay, and then our dark blue. Okay, and then back through the blues. Just blend those out. Oh, that Trolle art pen really does make a difference, doesn't it? I think. Really gives it the highlight that, like it's shiny. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to put that round Bunny's neck. Oh. Dries quite much lighter, doesn't it? Okay, let me see what that's like before I do any more. We'll do that here, light blue. Where am I putting my highlight here? Here, I think. Okay, let's go in there. We'll do it the same as that side. And we'll do the same with this side. Can you see? Yeah. Okay, leaving the space for our grey. Okay, light ultramarine, you get the drill. Oh, I forgot the centre, that's going to be quite dark. There we go. I hope you can hear the little birdies singing out the back there. I don't know what's happened to my road out the front. When I first started colouring, which was when I first started doing YouTube, was 4 years ago this March actually, and the road out the front was nowhere near as busy as it is now. I don't know what's happening. Right, I'm going to go in with my grey before I do any more. Then I can see just how to blend that in. Okay, and then come out with our light ultramarine. And then we'll go in with our dark. Okay, so if we make that line there, covers up our black lines. Let's get those in. And then bring that out. On the softly softly. Okay, and then we'll just run back through those colours just to soften that through. There we go. Sky blue light. No, it's just sky blue, isn't it, on Polychromos? Okay, and I'm just going back in with the darkest again. Oops. Alright, and then I'm taking my... Oh, I haven't finished. Bear with me now. Just going to darken this edge up here. There we go. Jumped ahead of myself. Alright. Okay, there's a couple of things I want to show you before I go off and do those. So I'm just going to put my highlights in with my Trolle art pen. One up there. Okay. And then, what was I going to show you? Okay. Before I move down the page, oh no, I will move down the page because I'm just thinking of editing. I'm just going to softly, softly take that sky blue and just colour over that edge of that Trolle art pen, which just softens it up. Takes away that thick line. Okay. So that's that, and that's what I was going to show you. Right, Bunny's eye. I'm going to take the cinnamon, and I want to put... Why do I keep picking bits of the page that I've got to put paint pen on? I want to put cinnamon in there, and a little bit in that corner. Alright, and then I want to take... Let's take Vista, and I'm going to run that up there. A little bit round the bottom, and then lessen it off. Can you see? Oh yeah, thank goodness. Okay, and then I think just to brighten that up, I'm going to take a little bit of what is this? Naples yellow, and we'll just plop that in. So he's got a more hazel eye than... There we go, we can go back in and deepen the bottom up. Okay, and then we'll add there we go, make him very white. There. Alright. Let's come out and see now. Look! Yeah, beautiful. I love it. I love all these soft pastel colours. They're so pretty. I'm probably going to run over these black lines. Well, I definitely am anyway with the blue. Just take out that black, seeing as we've got the highlight going on. I might even get another one of my Trolle art pens out and match the colour and go over that completely, but that seems to be working. You know, why fix what's not broken? I think that's the phase, isn't it? The saying, don't fix what isn't broken. I think that's alright. Would make sense that that's a bit darker under here. And she broke it. Right, I'm going to go in just over that softly. Just take out some of that bulk from the Trolle art pen. There we go. It just colour over quite nicely, quite easily, especially with Polychromos. Prismas take a little bit more work with them, but look at that. I'm so pleased with that. There we go. Alright, I'm going to go off and do all my little flowers, and then we'll meet back up, and we've just got like minor bits to do. See you in a second. Here we are, guys. I've finished our soft, subtle flowers. I think I'm going to call it for tonight. I think, well, I've just looked on the editing, and it's going to be really long. And that means if we do, when we do part 2, we can concentrate really well on getting our grasses done and putting the greens in, and the butterfly obviously, and a beautiful sort of soft spring background in here. So I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe some soft yellows and pinks to go round here. I think it'd be beautiful. Anyway, thank you so much for voting. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I have loved, absolutely loved doing this book, this page. Gonna have to come back to Maria Trolle. There's some spectacular pages in her books. If you can, please can you like and comment on the video. It really helps me as a channel to grow even bigger and reach a wider audience. And also, if you'd like to come and join the membership, please let me know. At the moment, there's just the £2.99 a month for our romantic country, where I do a page a week. So you either get a complete page a week, or if it's like a massive spread, I'll spread that out over 2 weeks. So please let me know in the comments how you feel, and until we meet again for part 2, take really good care of yourselves, folks, and I'll see you very soon. Night night.